Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good afternoon, sir.
Right. How many of you have corrected me as good afternoon? How many of you have corrected me as good afternoon? Right. Maybe 20%. 80% has accepted it as good morning, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. You accepted it. You have accepted it by mistake or you have accepted it by will?
By will.
What is the logic?
Student life में
One at a time, please start respecting each other. Right.
स्टूडेंट लाइफ में हमेशा सवेरा होता है, इसलिए मैं गुड मॉर्निंग।
Very good. Okay. Very good. Second reason.
The first meet is always.
Very good. Very good. That is a British way of greetings. Very good. Another reason. Right. So I think दो में सब कुछ समा गया. Or if anybody has got a third reason to accept that, I think it is justified. Right. So that's what way. You must always be agile, alert, and whatever you do, you should be ready to argue for that, right? Don't surrender because you have crossed that age when you used to surrender. So now you are on your own feet, and Professor Saab has given you enough material, technically, scientific, and then the way forward for your career. So now as Professor Saab mentioned that I am a person who stand here for nothing, right? But I wanted to test how much of your cup is empty so that I can fill in something, right? I have lived with aviation, so I worked with the airport authority. I know the aviation touchwood in and out. And if you are interested to know something about the aviation, we can start discussing. If you are interested to know something about your career progressions, we can start discussing, and then the rest all professors have discussed. So now let me know what direction we should go from here. Because this is very important once we are communicating. You see, I am not talking. I do not want to give you a monologue. We are communicating. What for you want to communicate with me? You think that you are sitting for an interview, and if you take that much time to respond, you think what is your worth? So what for we are going to communicate now? Yes? Career progressions, right? How many of you are fully charged that yes, you deserve to be with the industry? How many you feel that yes, we should be in? Raise your hand with full confidence. इतने ऐसे क्यों कर रहे हो? You full. यहीं से तो मोटिवेशन पता लगती है भाई. मैं कह रहा हूँ आपको. Good, thank you. Keep it down now. The way you enter in the room, the way you approach the question, that is very important. So now it is decided that we are going to talk for career progression, right? Professors are permitted? All right, okay, right. So now you tell me which is the first prerequisite for not only that you should be called for the interview, rather you should be success through the interview. You know something in golf, there is something called hole in one. You hit the ball, in one go it straight goes to the hole. So that should be your spirit, right? How to achieve that? No, you give me. I will start correcting if you go wrong. What are the prerequisites for being successful in an interview? Just tell me.
Confidence.
Confidence is one thing, right? How confident you shall be? How confident you shall be? Tell me by example. Because you must be confident, no? How much you should be confident? You should be able to compete with your counterparts, right? So what makes you confident? Fantastic. This is what says communication. Word I am going to use, you are using it. Right? Preparation. Right. What another P? What is another P? Preparation. Okay? So first P is preparation. Second P is preparation. What is the third P?
Preparation.
Preparation. So now if you want to build a confidence, be prepared, and be prepared, right? So first thing is that you should be preparing, and you know that how to prepare because your college, your university, your professors have taught you how to prepare, right? What else? What is the second? Now we're sure that we need preparedness, and we know that how to prepare. There's enough material. And in what direction you should be prepared? What direction you all should be prepared? Technically only? Practically, technically, socially, empathetically, in all aspects, right? So that you should be prepared, and prepare. What else now? Enthusiasm? How much enthusiasm you should have? You should have 100% enthusiasm, right? So when today you have come here, I don't think without enthusiasm you should have been here. There must be some enthusiasm that has been created among you. Some would have come to receive the certificate. Some would have come to see that what makes others to get a certificate, and some are other by compulsion. And I always tell there are three types of students in every class, right? The first one is learner, who have come to learn, right? And second type is who have come to mark the attendance, right? And third type are the prisoners, who have been made to sit by the principal by order. And in our corporate world, we say they are sitting there by the order of the boss. You go, and some people who are not wanted in office, what do? We send them to a training, so that let them sit in the class so that we can clear the files which are very sensitive, which will not be cleared by his presence. So like that, you should have what category you should fall. You must know what are the three categories you should be in that class. That kind of thing. And then what kind of achievements you feel that you will achieve? What is the achievement barometer of your learning? Is okay, but then what else? You got some type of duties, responsibilities. You must see that how much assignment of the task you have completed. Not only the institutional task, your task towards the society. Like professors are mentioning, you keep your environment clean. It is your duty, it is your job. And if you do it well, it will be get recognized, right? And who will recognize? You yourself. If you recognize yourself, yes, I have done something, it will automatically be transmitted to the third person, right? Then professors have mentioned something about personality development, right? How many of you agree that matters? Right, very good. I am happy the person who raised the hand. And what about the others who have not raised the hand? They don't agree about this? Agree? Then why didn't you raise the hand? So once again I am asking how many persons agree, because 10% have not listened what I asked because they were busy in their gossip. And gossip is very important, but you lose something in between, and that is what the people ask during the interview, what is in between the lines, because you are not awake, you miss what is in between the lines, right? So what was the question? Personality, how much important it is, right? Yes. And what do you mean by personality? What do you mean by personality? What is the definition of personality? Overall character of a person, okay. Body language? Representation of personality is okay. Very good way of saying it. But then what are the contribution of that? She rightly said, what do you say?
Overall character of a...
Overall character, and then body language. Body language. Your vocabulary. Most of the times you lose an argument because you end up using poor vocabulary. That's why there are certain words you must erase from your dictionary. हमारे पुराने ज़माने में लोग बोलते थे बच्चों को डांटते थे गाली मत देना. Why do they say? Because that vocabulary should not be in his list. And if it is in the vocabulary, someday you will end up using it. So improve your vocabulary. There are schools, there are families who invest in vocabulary building. You build your vocabulary so well, and vocabulary is not permanent. It is temporary. Some words we learn in childhood, some words we learn when we become adult, and some words we learn when we become very old. So that's why vocabulary changes. You might have seen the gossip of children, gossip of adolescents, and gossip of elders is always different. And that is the reason in the same college you will find different kinds of group moving around. And that tells what is the vocabulary they are having. Every vocabulary makes a different group. You realize that. And man is known by the company he keeps. So that's the importance of your career progressions, right? Now what else? What about asking questions? What is the importance of asking questions? Tell me. It is important? Clarification is very important. Always seek clarification, right? So don't think that if I am standing here, I am here only to speak. We are standing here to interact, right? And the more the question you ask, I personally feel you are respected most, right? If you think that I know everything and I need not to ask questions, other person makes a different opinion about you. And I am sure your principal must be interested to know how many students were interactive when I was talking, right? So I think you are earning a good report, but you be more interactive, right? More interactive. Ask your clarification as and when you get an opportunity. And then showcase your skills and experience, right? How can you showcase your skill and experience? What is the way you can show your skill and experience? Tell me. Your project reports, right? You have been doing your project reports. So you must know how to project that. You can write good papers out of that, right? In social media, you can give good coverage. And how can you do that? How many of you have done good projects in your 2 years, 3 years, whatever you have studied with the institution? How many of you done projects? दो चार लोगों ने प्रोजेक्ट और किसी ने प्रोजेक्ट करे नहीं है. Very good. I think my while going up to the end, that's why they are raising hands now. That's very good thing. And then the project, how can projects be given good publicity? How can give your projects a good publicity so that you know that when you go for the interview, you look for the website of whose website you look? Employers, right? And don't you think that the employer also looks about you, right? So how many of you have LinkedIn profiles? Fantastic. I think this is the importance of vocabulary. Now this one word, you know it very well. So now it's okay. Now you are on LinkedIn, right? And your LinkedIn profile. What are you doing over there?
Making connections.
You are building connections, right? And for your project promotions, what are you doing on LinkedIn?
Increasing the visibility of our work.
Right. About our work or your work? Your own. Are you sharing each other's work or not?
Yes, sir.
If you are doing it, it's very good. If you are just saying yes, then it is not good. Okay? But I don't find people generally do it. You must promote each other. Alright? You must promote each other. You like, and this is a proven fact. If you give 1 like, you will get 3 likes. Alright? So start appreciating others to get your work appreciation. Okay, good. And then what else? What else? What else? Anything you think important about your career progression which we should come and give you some tips which you across the table you will find useful? Anything from your side? You are confident now you will go through the interviews fine? Good, right. Good, very right. Now, professors have touched something about the environmental things, right? And there's something you must, because we're standing for a purpose, and I took your wish and you wanted to talk about the career progression. Yes, we should talk about that. But then there should be something which I personally feel that I should also give you, right? Now, when we are talking, the resilience and adaptation towards that is very important. And there are certain stats, they say by 2050, 1 in 7 people worldwide will be displaced due to sea level rise and extreme weather events. Does that statement disturb you? Right? So that is the reason we are sitting here discussing these topics, and you people, you are the brand ambassador of this nation, and more that you are the brand ambassador of the earth. And that's the reason we always say that the global warming, etc., they are not national level interests, they are earth, rather universe level concerns, and we must dwell on that. And then again, once we are talking about infrastructure, sustainable material, we should shift our concern towards sustainable material, right? Eco-friendly material. That now that's what Professor mentioned. There is a lot of exposure and a lot of demand for such kind of scientific application. So you have that kind of a thinking among yourself. What is direction you should go for that? Second is green infrastructure. Urban heat islands can increase temperature by up to 10 degrees compared to surroundings in rural areas, leading to heat-related illness and deaths. We must have seen that many people have recently quoted that there are a lot of deaths happened because of heat. We have seen people dying because of flood or some other calamity, but dying because of heat. Should we not get concerned? So that's the reason we must get concerned. And then renewable energy integration. If global warming exceeds 1.5 degrees centigrade, 80% of the global renewable energy potential will be lost due to reduced water availability and changed weather patterns. Right? So these are very alarming statements, stats you must know, and that makes your life easily adaptable to the new change. And then nowadays everybody is smart, but simply by holding the smartphone you don't become a smart, right? So what you should have a smart infrastructure. Everywhere you should have smart infrastructure, and people say even the walls breathe. That's what we call, when we talk about infrastructure, even the walls breathe. And if you don't take care of the walls, annual painting, etc., so they will start dying. So that's what the importance of your smart infrastructure. So you should be as smart, but you should have smart infrastructure. The global infrastructure gap is projected to reach $15 trillion by 2040. With climate resilient infrastructure that needs accounting for a significant portion for development. These are the numbers which you feel that this will give you direction. What direction you should put your resources. कॉलेज ने जो पढ़ाना था पढ़ा दिया, अब आपने देखना है कि इंडस्ट्री में एक डिमांड कहाँ पर है. The demand is all in these areas. Coming to water management. By 2025, half of the global population will live in water-stressed areas. बताया प्रोफेसर साहब ने.
Yes, sir.
With climate change exceeding droughts and floods, लोग अब क्या अब्दुल कलाम जैसे लोग बोल बोल के मर गए बेचारे. President level पर होते हुए he gave enough thrust to that project, but still we are not been able to link and integrate our rivers. This what is very important. Then now I am from aviation, from transportation revolution. Where do you see the transport revolution will go? Where? What is after aircraft? What is going to revolutionize the transport? From ground to air we have already gone now. What is the next mode of transport?
Space.
Mass, space, okay. What else? Waterways, okay. Still, you are not there. What else? Drones. Drones in the future. Right? You will stop walking. You will stop walking. And you will start flying. Right? There will be individual pods. She is laughing. There will be like you are carrying your backpack, no? Yeah? You open your backpack and one propeller will come out and you get lifted. It's possible. So you be aware, you be concerned, right? We have already started talking about the airports for drones, right? So they have already developed. Right? So like that you get prepared for that. The transport revolution is going to be very, very wide, unlimited. And then again, emissions, we're talking about global emissions. Airlines are known for very bad carbon emitters, but now the technology improved a lot. But still, transportation emissions are projected to increase by 50% by 2050. They are already too high. And they have improved a lot of technically. So if they would have not improved, this would have become double. But because of that, it is projected they will only be 50% increasing by 2030. And with 90% of this growth coming from developing countries. Because there whatever development was to happen, they have happened. And that is the reason those countries, other day I spoke in that conference when the Minister Secretary, everybody was there, and they were making very stringent norms for emission. And I told them, why you are getting carried by those persons abroad? Because they know that. They have enjoyed life. Now when we have started enjoying, they are getting worried. Because we are in big numbers. And once we start using what they had been using, the world become very chaotic. And that's why they want to stop us. So we will. There are a lot of responsibilities on us, but these are the global concern, right? And then whatever we do, inclusive and equitable design and balancing of climate change is very important. And I think the mandate is by 2030 we will be able to achieve that. But then there are a lot of other things. I don't think it is very easy to do that, right? This is, I think, what I wanted to give you from my side. And then what else you would like to, you got any question in your mind? Should I? No. And then the time was given to me by 4:30 we will have to close and go for the award ceremony. 3 minutes we are left. So now what I would like to mention you that the economic growth and environmental protection balancing is very important, and climate change and impact on the GDP is very positive. They are directly correlated and we should have a good concern. And as Professor Saab mentioned, green economy, it is more an opportunity than a threat. We should use that in a very positive manner. And above all, carbon pricing and economic competitiveness, sustainable infrastructure, these are all part of the game. We should not get worried about that, but we should start living with them and using the leverage how to positively use that. And the rest, I think, I thank everybody and wish you all the best, right? Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. And now let's move on to our award ceremony. So we had around 8 groups of 15, 16 students each who had submitted certain projects after a series of sessions. Out of around 140 students, only 74 students were eligible because of the kind of projects they had submitted. We already had, your super senior batch had 54 students, I think, sir? 59 students who were eligible for the certification. This year we've moved on to 74, and very soon we would be floating the guidelines for the certification to your batch as well, and we would be seeking nominations for those students who would be interested. We'll be having a series of sessions, project titles, experiential learning. So let me announce the names of the groups, the students who are eligible for the certification. I request the student here to please get the certificates backstage. Yeah, and sir, maybe